Hi guys, welcome back to the book of Luke chapter 2. We're going to break up the next bigger section of Luke 2 into two smaller parts. So today I want you to read, or right now I want you to read Luke 2, 21 through 24, and then jump over to 39 and 40. So 21 through 24, 39 and 40, and I want you to notice the 4 or 5 things or ways that Mary and Joseph are obeying the Old Testament law. Okay? So pause, read, I'll see you in a second. Okay, so nice and short and sweet on this one. Verse 39 tells us Mary and Joseph did everything. They had done everything the law required. Can you think of the things that you see them doing? They're circumcising Jesus. Excellent. So day 8, you circumcised your Jewish baby boy. That's what's happening here with Jesus. Number 2, they name him Jesus. And that's what the angel told them to do, so they're obedient. Number 3, right, purification. They're completing their purification. So what does that mean? Well, Mary had a baby. And when a woman had a baby, she was unclean. And so she would go to temple, and she would offer sacrifice, and she would be made clean after 7 days. It says their purification, so Joseph is also considered unclean, probably because he helped deliver the baby. Number 4, they present the baby to the Lord. There's a parenthesis in verse 23 that says, because the law says that the firstborn son is required to be given to the Lord, which is kind of ironic that they're presenting the Lord to the Lord. But what is this? Why did this happen? This goes back to Exodus. At the Exodus, God brought the Israelites out of Egypt. 10 plagues. The 10th plague was the death of the firstborn son. And so God said, look, do you want to avoid that? Do you want to avoid your firstborn sons dying? Then you sacrifice a lamb, paint the blood on the doorposts, and the angel of death will pass over you. But God said, look, coming out of that, God said, look, I still require your firstborn sons. That's always been his requirement, by the way. Go back to Abraham and Isaac. And so God says, I don't want you to kill your firstborn sons. I want you to sacrifice for your firstborn sons. And also, in the book of Numbers, they established a tithe of 5 shekels to be given to the temple or tabernacle at that time to cover their firstborn sons. So that's what's happening here. Mary and Joseph are presenting Jesus as their firstborn. They're saying, look, here he is, God. And they probably paid this 5 shekel tithe, which was a lot of money back then. And we already know that Mary and Joseph ain't rich because they're offering turtle doves as their sacrifice. So in the end, they're doing everything right, no excuses. They've done everything the law requires. But is the law enough? Do they realize, when are they going to realize that the baby they're holding is really what's going to save them and make them right with God? Not all this stuff they just did, not the temple rituals. Okay, come back on the next video. We're going to see another old person, sort of a Zacharias figure named Simeon, and we're going to see what he has to say about Jesus and even about some of this idea of salvation. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit.